and this is my humble opinion, and I'm here today to share with you a great opportunity, which is the TAG for the University of California, which TAG stands for the Transfer Admission Guarantee, and it's exactly that. It is a guarantee for you to get into, well, 6 out of the 10 UCs. And before I get further into that, as I promised, I am, sharing a different college shirt for as many videos as I make. And you see that part, alumni. So UC Santa Cruz, yay, yay. Anyhow, so let's get to it. What is guaranteed to you? Well, there are quite a few requirements of you, right? And you know what? Let me start out with telling you which actual campuses you can do the tag with. All right. So you can do the tag at Santa Cruz. Right. I didn't use the tag, but I could have. UC Davis, UC Irvine, UC Merced, UC Riverside, and UC Santa Barbara. Now, because this is a guarantee, you can only tag with one campus, right? You can apply to all of them, but let's say you're going to tag with Santa Cruz for computer engineering, like the game design program, right? Now, there are quite a few requirements. One, a lot of people focus on GPA, right? But there's a bit more than that, all right? So, for one, there's an application that has to be done for the tag between September 1st and September 30th. And so in there, you're saying, hey, UC Santa Cruz, for example, I'm going to be applying to the tag. Here it is. And so they're going to receive that, but they're waiting for you to then apply to the actual school. And that happens, as we know, between October 1st and November 30th. So there are students right now completing their college and UC applications, right? Because the deadline is November 30th. So what kind of GPA requirements is a Santa Cruz going to have for you? Now, I'll mention this because I was looking a little bit at UC Davis. I looked a little bit at UC Irvine. I looked a little bit at UC Riverside. And I was looking at engineering, computer engineering, mechanical, civil engineering type programs. At UC Davis. So UC Davis said, hey, just keep a 3.2 and you'll be all right for the tag. But then they said, whoa, but if you are interested in anything having to do with engineering, you need a 3.5, right? And most of these campuses have it where the tag for, if let's say at UC Riverside, you can do a transfer admission guarantee with a 2.7 if you're going into psychology. And this is a guarantee. That means you submit your application, you follow all the guidelines, and it's basically you're in, all right? And for that same reason is why you need a 3.5 in all of your transferable coursework. And you have to finish some courses by a specific time. For example, the first thing that is noteworthy, you have to finish 30 units, semester units. You have to finish 30 semester units by the end of summertime before you apply. All right, so that means you have to get through 30 units in that first year. And when I work with students, I say, hey, you have to push it to get those 30 units in this first year if you want to do tag. All right, and some students do add transferable classes in summer just to meet that requirement. And then they say, you know what, we also want you to have finished English 1A by the end of your first summer, or not your first summer, but the summer before you apply. All right, and then they say English 1B, you can do that by the time you graduate, no problem. Also, a transferable math, they want you to have taken one before the summer ends, right before you apply. What other things? The GPA. There are some majors that are not, like Santa Cruz doesn't have any that they do not allow you to tag into, but Irvine has like business administration. That has never been a major that you can tag into. I want to say they changed cognitive science, but then it's those fine arts, dance, music theater, nursing. They say no, we can't guarantee that your dance skills are up to par to be saying, hey, you can absolutely come here, right? What other items? You have to finish the 60 units by the end of the spring before you go to the campus. So you can't bet on taking summer courses to reach your 60 units. What other kinds of things? They never really send you a message that says like, hey, we've accepted your tag. You're guaranteed to be in. The message more so goes like this. So, you're gonna, let's say you submit your application early, you submit it on November 3rd or something, which is a few days ago. They might send you a response in the middle, even before the deadline, in the middle of November, and say, so we received your tag application. Thank you. We will review everything that you've submitted and see if you qualify or not. And that's basically all you're going to hear. Now, you do have to maintain that same GPA throughout the rest of the year. So they want updates. At the end of fall semester or quarter, they're going to send you, you're going to have access to a student portal at, let's say, Santa Cruz. And so you're going to go in there and update your grades to say, okay, because when you submit your application, you have said what's in progress. You've said every class you ever did in college and the classes you're taking. And they say, well, tell us how you did. Did you get A's? Did you get B's? Are you still in the proper GPA to still be eligible for tag? Pardon me. Other things that are useful to note. Not really. Like, I don't want to make this a super long video. Let's go. You do need IGETC. You do need the general education piece, which, for the tag, you have to finish it all. If this were a video just about applying directly to the UC, they can work with you. They don't need you to finish all of IGETC. Usually, like a UC Berkeley, even though they don't have tag, UC Berkeley never really suggests finishing all of the general education for IGETC if you're going into the Haas School of Business. But let me show you. I'm going to go into IGETC. I'm going to show you a little bit about it. Okay, it is what we call IGETC. It's the acronym for Intersegmental General Education Transfer Curriculum. And basically, this is all the coursework you have to do along with your major specific courses for the tag, for, going to the UC in general, with or without the tag, honestly. So they want you to take, an English composition, which is English 1A, English 1B, which is the critical thinking. You can use IGETC for the CSU, but we're talking about the UC today, right? So you do not have to take an oral communication. No public speaking for the UC system. A single math, that's UC transferable. One art course, one humanity course, and then one more of either one. Now, all of the arts courses are art history. It's not, the music classes are music history. There's no, I'm getting in there, I'm going to do painting, I'm going to do pottery. There's more so, get in there, learn the history of painting, learn the history of pottery. Social and behavioral sciences, 3 classes. Psychology, anthropology, geography, health science. Since I'm going to use kind of an engineering type course, an engineering course is going to overlap with general education, right? So there's going to be some physics, some chemistry, definitely. All right. So one physical science, one biological science, and either one has to have a lab. Now this piece, which is specific to the UC, you need to take one of these language classes or have taken 2 years in high school and passed with a C or better. If you took your world language in high school, you have to send your transcripts to your community college. And please get your transcripts IGETC certified so the UC cannot go back and say, oh, matter of fact, you need to take a history class or something like that. When you get IGETC certified on your transcript, it means you completed all this, and they're not going to double check and try to read between the lines. The other part, assist.org. We go here to figure out what courses exactly are needed. Well, you know what? I'm not going to. Nah, yeah, I am. Now I'm going to stop that. Something here as well. There are some majors that you can tag into with a 3.1, and then all the technical courses have to be 3.2 or above. But I actually decided I'm going to use UC Davis. The information is way easier and is just more clear. Okay. The GPA for any applicant in engineering is 3.5. So now let's see how you get into mechanical engineering. All of those requirements that I listed before, like, oh, you have to have the 30 units, have taken English 1A by a certain time, summer, before applying, and have taken math the summer before applying. I do want to be clear about this. So some of the campuses want English composition or English 1A the summer before you actually apply. Some campuses say, oh, no problem, you can finish that English 1A by the end of fall, even after you have already applied, just as long as you do it before your last semester. And also with math, some campuses say, hey, we want you to finish it that summer before you even, by that summer before you apply. Some campuses say, oh, take your time. You could take it in that fall and no problem, just as long as you finish it. All apply, but then you have to do this as well because it is considered a selective major. So you have to maintain a 3.2 in these at least, right? And that's basically chemistry 2A and 2B. At my campus, that would be, now they're calling these classes in terms of their campus. So you'd want to look up your community college to see what these classes are. On my campus, that's chemistry 1A and 1B on my campus. Mathematics 21B, 21A, B, C, and D. These on my campus are going to be math 3A, 3B, 4A, 4B, and 4C. So we would need 5 math courses to articulate or equal their 4 courses. This is listed again just for overlap purposes. Physics 9A, 9B, 9C. That's going to be our physics 4A, 4B, and 4C. And then there are some engineerings in here I'm not going to get specific about. Now, this additional requirements are recommended because they know that part of graduating from UC Davis is going to require you take these, and they know it's going to be a lot of units. It's going to be a hard time to graduate unless you take these beforehand. Again, thank you for sticking around and finding out some new information today, and the tag program is absolutely the best. I mean, it's a guarantee to be in great universities.